You know that certain nameless person has ties to Jussie Smollett, and as far as their defense is concerned, well, let's just say that there are a lot, and I do mean a lot of similarities. When I say a lot, I'm talking about the refusal to turn over cell phones, because cell phones, they play a key role in both of these. Also, the refusal to turn over medical records, because medical records, they would prove whether or not this stuff happened. Now, what's crazy is this connection, it comes from lawyers too, which makes sense when you look at the defense and notice how strikingly similar some of the things they say are. But even more than that, it comes from the co-founder of Time's Up. That's right, the organization that had to fire every single employee they had because, get this, they were going after the very people they were supposed to represent. Had ties to not only that nameless person, which is bad enough, but they also had ties to Jussie Smollett, like I said, Harvey Weinstein, and so many other people. Yeah, you and I, we're going to talk about all of this. I really do wonder what lawyers actually came up with certain narratives, like hostage situations, for example. That's what Smollett claimed, and that nameless person claimed. Injuries sustained. A lot of those, they don't show up in real life, but they apparently show up in the minds of those people. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. So hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. In order to really understand this situation, there are three things that you need to understand. So the first thing that we need to connect here is Robbie or Roberta Kaplan. Now, Robbie or Roberta Kaplan, they're not just Kaplan Hecker, which is a law firm. They are also one of the co-founders of Time's Up. Now, Kaplan and Time's Up actually built a reputation for supposedly sticking up for the defenseless, while also, again, representing people like Harvey Weinstein, and ultimately, some of that stuff had actually leaked to the surface involving Kaplan that destroyed the company Time's Up. You can see this mentioned here, with Time's Up having to lay off pretty much everyone. Now, what's astounding is the mainstream media absolutely ignored this connection. They ignored the similarities from carrying a Harvey Weinstein and a certain nameless person. But then you had a trial come up. One trial with one Jussie Smollett. Now, Jussie Smollett, he has taken the stand and he has told us some interesting things. In fact, when he talks about it, he compares that to a Looney Tune adventure. Now, one of the things that Smollett actually had the audacity to bring up was a black eye. He said, I sustained serious injuries. I got a black eye and also permanent scar under my right eye that will never go away from all of that. And that, well, it reminded me quite a bit of some of the things that we saw in UK 2020. This picture right here, for example, with JD, Keith Richards, that nameless person, and her sister, where the nameless person and her sister said, you could definitely see something wrong with her lip. Just squint hard enough. It has to be there. It really does. Now, as far as eyes are concerned, you supposedly have two blackened eyes here in these pictures, along with a busted nose, a busted lip, and so much more. Just put that in your brain and compare the two, and you tell me, what are the similarities here? I don't know. Now, interestingly, the similarities, they don't stop there. Oh, no. On cross-examination, Special Prosecutor Dan Webb spent nearly an hour trying to pin down Smollett on why he refused to cooperate with certain aspects of a police investigation, including providing his cell phone. Where have I heard about cell phones before? Oh, yeah, a judge told a certain nameless person they're going to have to turn over their cell phone, the original device where pictures came from because of quote-unquote metadata inconsistencies, aka a lot of pictures, they do not look real. I've seen a 40-page report that pointed out so many problems with them too. Yeah. Now, along with the refusal to turn over cell phones, you also have the refusal to turn over medical records. That's established with both parties, by the way. Now, why would they do that, you might ask? Well, because when you start looking at the medical records, you start looking at the injuries or the lack of them, yeah, it tells a story. And that story, it doesn't line up with the thing that they themselves are saying. Now, another huge similarity that Dave Chappelle brought up was Hollywood, what they tried to do, and the weaponization of identity and hashtags, trying to work up certain communities. You can see that on display here as well. Roberta Kaplan, again, before burning this brand down to the ground, was weaponizing Time's Up. You had the ACLU and that nameless person coordinating behind the scenes, weaponizing politics while trying to make the man the face of gender-based, I'm going to say V. Yeah, and so much more. Now, what is absolutely insane is that most people, they have never heard about this connection at all. Adam Waldman, he tried to reveal this, mind you, that would be JD's counsel, because he was saying, look at what these people are doing. You have hoaxers, you have abusers in the rank and file with hashtag Time's Up. That's who these people, they actually represent. But hey, nobody wanted to hear that at all. You had Page 6 cover it, mind you, but this coverage here, it came up February 18th, 2020. That's crazy, isn't it? And he's telling you here that nameless person's hashtag Time's Up counsel, Roberta Kaplan, continues her abuse discoveries, bizarrely invoking the name of her former client, Harvey Weinstein, and a 2004 film he produced in hopes of distracting from that nameless person's own taped confessions of, and you see exactly what he notes there. But Weinstein's real association, it's not with that nameless person. He doesn't say that. No, he says it's with Roberta Kaplan, which would be Time's Up. Then he goes on to name her and the other co-founder too, the founders of the Time's Up Legal Defense Fund, the one that scammed a lot of people out of a lot of money, by the way, have a client list of accused abusers and hoaxers that includes Jussie Smollett, Harvey Weinstein, and that certain nameless person. Robbie Kaplan not only thought this connection would never come out, but actually reveled in the attention given by that nameless person and by hashtag Time's Up. You can see them talking about it here. They bring up JD. They bring up that nameless person. And they say, well, most people, they don't have resources to hire like they do. Then they make a very profound statement. Listen to this here. But court proceedings, applying long-standing rules like the rules of evidence, have a way of shining the light on what really happened. As Judge Brandis once said, sunlight is the best disinfectant. Oh yeah, sunlight is the best disinfectant indeed. I'm going to end with that too. Let me know what you think about this. And as always, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work, so thank you. Want to help the channel out, by the way, links are in the description. We could definitely use that. But you being here continually, that helps. So thank you immensely. Thank you. I'm going to end with that. Like I said, thank you again. See you soon.